Hi guys, this is Mary. Welcome back to Cardz TV. Today we're going to be making card number 11 in the 12 Days of Christmas Card series. And what we'll be using today is the Simply Charmed cartridge. And I found these awesome stamps at Michael's. These are Recollections. And they were marked down to $3.99. And I love them. I really wanted this set for this Santa right here. But what we'll be using today is this candy cane and peppermint candy border. We'll be using some Tim Holtz Fired Brick Distress ink. We're going to use our Fiskars stamp press. We'll use a Martha Stewart punch for some greenery. And 3 of my Cardz TV stamp sets. We'll be using Fun and Games. I've been dying to do a Christmas card with this one because I've had an idea for a while now. So we'll be using Fun and Games, Make-A-Wish, which is primarily for birthdays, but we're going to use it on a Christmas card, and Christmas Joy. So let me get all of this out of the way and we'll get started on card number 11. For our card base, we'll be using some ivory cardstock, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to use my little scoreboard and score it at 4 1/4. We'll get that folded and use our bone folder to make a nice crease. And there's our card base. Next, we're going to stamp a border around our card, and we're going to use this candy cane and peppermint candy border from the Recollections stamp set. And I'm going to use my stamp press for that. And I really like this because I can line my stamp up on this grid. And it helps when you're stamping to get things straight. Now we're going to ink it up with the Tim Holtz Fired Brick Distress ink. I like to use a mouse pad when I stamp. Just gives me a little bit better surface. We're going to line this up. And press. And there's our top border. And I'm going to keep going around the card and finish out our border. And then we'll come back and do some more stamping. Now here's our stamped border. I think it turned out great. I love the red and ivory together. And this card's going to have just a little bit of a vintage feel to it. Now we're going to go ahead and take this stamp off. And from the Fun and Games Cardz TV stamp set, we're going to stamp the bingo card. So we'll go ahead and get this on our stamp press. We'll be using some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm just going to get this inked up. Now it doesn't matter so much about this being lined up because I'm going to trim this out. You can use your scissors or your trimmer. We just want to make sure we get a good image. There we go. There's our little bingo card. And I'm going to get this trimmed out. And we'll get our card put together. Now here's our bingo card. I trimmed it out. And I've inked it pretty heavily with some Tim Holtz Tea-Dye Distress ink. We're going to add this to the front of our card. But first we want to have a mat. So I took some red cardstock. And this red mat is 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. And we're going to position this right in the middle of our border, just like that. And then I have this cute striped paper. This is ivory and red, and this is from Authentique, and this is called Jolly. And I got this at my local scrapbook store. And this piece is 2 5/8 by 4 inches. I'm going to add that to the center as well. And then I'm going to turn my bingo card at an angle and add it to the front of the card. So I'm going to grab my ATG gun, get all of this put together, and on the front of the card. And then we're going to start adding some really cute embellishments. Now we've got our mats down and our bingo card down. And I took that Martha Stewart fern punch and I cut 3 little pieces of greenery. And I'm going to take some glue dots and add these up here in the corner because I've got something really, really cute that's going to go on top of this that I've cut from the Simply Charmed cartridge. So let me get these on and then I'll show you what's going on here. It's so cute. Now we've got our greenery on. From the Simply Charmed cartridge on page 63, there's this cute little peppermint candy. And I cut this out without the face at 1.5 inches. And you just cut this one right here. I cut it out of some more of the ivory cardstock for the wrapper. Then I cut the white circle for the candy out of some white glitter paper. And then this red swirl I cut out of some red glitter paper. Isn't that cute? And I've got this on 1 thickness of foam tape. This is going up here on the greenery in the corner. I'm just loving this card. I think it's so sweet. So cute. Now we've got this one up here in the corner and I just kind of push those ends up a little bit. And I have inked around this candy with the Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink. Now for the markers on the bingo card, I cut some more little peppermint candies and I cut these at 1 inch. And these are also on 1 thickness of foam tape. We're going to get these added. I love this. You can take this bingo card and use it for all kinds of occasions. Just use different little images for your markers. Let's see, let's put one on 62. Right about like that. Got one more and we'll put it, let's see, on 44. And we're going to do the inside of the card too. We'll do it kind of like that. Now we need one more thing on the front. We need a sentiment. So from the Make-A-Wish cartridge, which is a birthday cartridge, but I liked using the word sweet. So I stamped that on some more ivory cardstock, and I've also inked it with the Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink. I'm going to put this on 1 thickness of foam tape and add it right down here. And when we come back, we'll do the inside of our card. I love this. It's so cute. I just love the way this card is looking. Now for the inside, I've cut a striped mat. This is 2 5/8 by 4 1/4. Another red mat, and this is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And for the sentiment, I've cut an ivory mat at 2 1/8 by 3 5/8. And I'll have all these measurements and cut sizes for the peppermint and everything, as well as the supplies I used, listed at the end of the video, guys. So if you're interested in making this card, you can just pause when you come to that and jot it down. I'm going to get all of this adhered together and put on the inside. I'm keeping it pretty simple. And I've got one more little piece of peppermint candy that I'm going to add to the corner. And we'll come back and take a look at our finished card. I love it. Here's our finished card. And I love the way it turned out. I'm very happy with it. I added a little bit more greenery down here under Sweet, and a little more Tim Holtz Tea Dye Distress ink in keeping with the vintage feel of this card. On the inside, I got everything adhered down, and I decided to put the sentiment just at a little bit of an angle. And this sentiment, wishing you happy Christmas memories, is from the Cardz TV Christmas Joy set. And I've also added some more greenery under my little peppermint candy. Love this card. Just love it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon with the last card in the series. Bye now.